Hey guys, so I'm fixing to have a venting session. Here's my heat. I'm just getting off of work. It's 46 degrees out here. It's a little chilly. And I only have my little jacket here, so I'm a little cold. But this is like very frustrating because sometimes you just be wanting, or you try to do what's right, do the right thing, and then sometimes you just feel like, you know what, I keep going above and beyond because I know when I work, I don't do it for people per se. I know that I'm working under a higher calling. But sometimes, guys, it just gets so frustrating. It gets so frustrating because, it's like people will begin to take advantage of you because they know that you're going to do stuff. And, my attitude is like, normally, yeah, I'm going to do it because even if you don't do it, your bad work ethic is not going to reflect on me. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, because like when I leave my work, I'm at peace knowing that I've done what I was supposed to do. I met the responsibility. I've even did what was required and really kind of went a bit above, so it's just like trying to see the best way to say it. But it's just like you're not getting, that's not coming back on you. Like you're going above and beyond, and because of your work ethic, it's helping the next person because you're not wanting to leave anything, undone. But I'm sorry. I mean, it's just like I said, I want to do the right thing, and it's almost like I hear, God has, shows mercy toward us. But God also disciplines us. So it's kind of like if you don't let people know that things aren't getting done that should be getting done, and it's left on you, and now you're doing it, you'll continue to do the work while they continue to not do the work. And, they're going on about their day, not giving it a second thought. But, meanwhile, you're frustrated. So, like I said, normally I just do the stuff and I feel still good about it because I'm just like, you know what? God's got me. He's going to take care of me, But today, this morning, I was just like, I left with some things undone. And it wasn't like crucial, like I didn't leave it to the point where someone could come and say, oh my gosh, this wasn't done. It was just stuff that I like to make sure is done. Doesn't just really have to be done, but it should be done. And I like to do it because it just makes it easier for the person that's coming in after me, to have that stuff set up and, ready to go. So, I left and didn't do it. And I don't ever do that. Like, and all my time there, I normally will do it because, like I said, it just didn't sit right in my spirit. to just leave it because, like I said, I feel like, well, I don't feel like, I work for God. I work under, His guidance and His leadership. And even though I have a supervisor, I still am committed to my identity that I have in Christ. So my identity won't let me, or hasn't in the past, or even up until today, let me just leave things undone. But I did today, because I was just like, I just got really fed up, because it's just like, I'm trying not to put out too much stuff, because, I'm not, but I'm hoping you can follow me as well. So, like, you do stuff for people, and then they know that you're doing it, and so you let it go by, because, you make compensation for people, you understand, like, a little bit of what people may be going through, and understand why they maybe couldn't do it. But when this is a repetitive thing, when it's always happening, and it's like no one's seemingly making an effort, they're just figuring, well, I didn't do it, and it's not like she didn't do it either. She went ahead and did it. And so they just continue to not do it, and it just gets very frustrating, and if I don't speak up and say something, which I did, shoot an email to my supervisor. I sent an email because I just felt like something needed to be said. I can't expect people to be a mind reader and know that I'm frustrated, but at the same time, put yourself, it's like that commandment where God says the greatest, love God and then love others like you love yourself. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. Do you really want to come in and just see a massive load of something to do all the time, and you're okay with it? I mean, it's only so much, we can take, and it just, at some point, because we're not superhuman, at some point it's going to just become frustrating, because even though I know that I want to do my work and do my work good, I also don't want to be taken advantage of. And I feel like that's what's, going on, or the mindset is, oh, well, she's going to come in, so she's going to do it. She's going to take care of us. We're not going to worry about it. Why would you do that? And I tell you why. Because when you have that attitude and you don't do it, and the person comes in behind you and they do it, they pick up the slack, then you just figure, oh, well, they're going to do it, so I'm not. So that's why I decided today, no, you're not going to do it. And maybe if it comes up that, well, Karen left and she didn't get this done or this done, then it opens that opportunity for me to now say yes, because so many times I've left. But see, if I never say something, it's like, well, you never said anything, so you've got to be able to voice your opinion and say stuff. So that's why I did it today, and that's why I didn't do it, because I just want to see, can I get away with it? It's almost like other people can get away with so much stuff, and then as soon as I attempt to do it, it's less like halt the brakes. But, I don't even want to get away. I come to my job to get my job, to do my job, and do the work. I'm not just trying to come to work. Come on. There we go. I'm at my house and the garage door wasn't opening. I'm not just trying to come to work and not do my work. But it just helpful when people, when you come to work and you do your work, and then you make do what you're supposed to do the responsibilities, and we all work together. Let me make sure that I'm in here, because last time the garage door hit the back of the trunk. Because I have some stuff up here, so I can't go up too far. I think I'm good. Let's see here. Let's see if it hits it. Dun dun dun. All right. So yeah, so I just wanted to vent about that and just share that really quick. I'm about to go in the house. I don't know if I'm going to follow up and say something else. I think I've said enough. But I kind of wanted to speak on the verse of the day too, because it was coming from, I think it was 2 Corinthians, where Paul was talking about the thorn in his flesh. I wanted to speak on that because I really like the way, well, let's just go to it right quick. I really like the way it was worded in the Message Bible, because Paul was saying, where he's talking about, so there's the thorn in the flesh with Paul, but Paul was talking about how it was a gift. Let's see. Because of the extravagance of those revelations, and so I wouldn't get a big head, I was given the gift of a handicap. That word, gift of a handicap, like, how is a handicap considered a gift? So I was just like, wow, it's pretty amazing that he said that, because in actuality it was a gift, for the simple fact, if he didn't have that gift of the handicap, then, as he said, he would have gotten a big head. And if he had gotten a big head, he wouldn't have been able to carry out the purpose that God has called him to. And so that just made me think, a lot of times there may be handicaps that God places within us that we wish, man, if I didn't have this, then I could do this, or if I didn't have this. But those handicaps, I believe, are being put there because, yeah, we could say what we would do, but God knows us better than we know ourselves. And just as Paul said, he would have gotten a big head. There's things that we probably would do that would just deter us from fulfilling the purpose that God has called us to. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get a big head. I was given the gift of a handicap to keep me in constant touch with my limitations. So yeah, to keep him, that, because he said that kept him on his knees, keeping him on his knees. If he didn't have that thorn, perhaps he wouldn't have been on his knees. And he needed to be on his knees in prayer, given what God had called him to do, to go and tell people about the cross, about what Christ had did. And he said, Satan's angel did his best to get me down. So while the enemy thought it was like, taking him out, or he wasn't going to be able to, persevere through it, while it seemed like it was a bad thing, it was actually working out for his good, because again, it brought him to his knees. It brought him depending on God and not getting puffed up thinking, hey, I'm doing this all by myself. And he says, and this is the Message, Paul says, at first I didn't think of it as a gift and begged God to remove it. 3 times I did that, and then he told me, my grace is enough. It's all you need. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. Once I heard that, I was glad to let it happen. I quit focusing on the handicap and began appreciating, here's that word again, the gift. It was a case of Christ's strength moving in on my weakness. Now I take limitations in stride and with good cheer. These limitations that cut me down to size, abuse, accidents, opposition, bad breaks, I just let Christ take over, and so the weaker I get, the stronger I become. So see, that's basically what I had been doing. When I felt like I was just getting, taken advantage of, and they know, well, you're gonna do it. I was like, Christ, God got me. But then I just felt like they gotta know though. If I don't if I don't speak up, I gotta be able to say something. So I don't feel like I was in the wrong for not doing it. I feel like, because I did do it. I did fix the situation that irritated me so. I did fix that, but there was some other stuff that I didn't do because I just felt like, y'all can't just dump all this on me and just expect me to just take it and not say nothing. Don't take advantage knowing my work ethic and just say, well, she'll do it. I mean, we should be working together as a team. And would you really want that to be put on you? Is that how you want to be treated? We really need to stop and be thinking, how would you want to be treated within this situation? How would you want this to go down? Surely you wouldn't want it like this, where you feel like everything is being dumped on you. So yeah, that was coming from 2 Corinthians 12. And when I read it, and I was like, a gift. I'm like, who would think that a handicap would be a gift? But when God places these handicaps, he's putting them there for a reason, because if they weren't there, then we could become too high and mighty, now thinking we don't need him, thus getting deterred from the purpose of which he has called us to. Whereas the handicap is what has us continually leaning and depending on him so that we can carry out and fulfill the purpose that he has for us in our lives. All right, guys, thank you for taking the time out to listen to me ramble. I had to vent. Share your thoughts if you would like to. And yeah, it's Sunday. It's Sunday morning, the start of a new week. I pray that you have a blessed day today. And yeah, love you guys, and God loves you. Be blessed.